venerable monks and peace-loving friends. I thank the United Nations and the organizers of this magnificent Visakha celebration, especially the Myanmar and Sri Lankan delegations, for the opportunity offered to me to address this distinguished gathering. One feels so sorry when one looks at what is happening in the world. Man has become the enemy of man. There is no personal enmity. People are being killed only because they belong to a particular sect or community, a particular ethnic group or country. Such is the level of cruelty that a person kills other human beings even if they are innocent, even if they are helpless women and children. Modern technology makes this tragic violence terrifyingly devastating, perhaps worse than ever before in human history. Therefore, more than ever before, a basic change is needed today to protect humanity from these inhuman, heinous crimes arising out of negative emotions. The world is afflicted with the malady of hatred, anxiety and fear. It needs a remedy from an extraordinary physician. The Buddha was such an extraordinary physician, a great physician of peace and happiness. His teaching of peace and harmony is as relevant today as it was 26 centuries back, when he set in motion the wheel of Dhamma, the wheel of peace. Indeed, it is much more relevant today. We have gathered here this afternoon to honor the teaching of this outstanding person in human history. Let us see how his teaching eliminates the negative emotions that are at the root of cruel violence, and how these can be changed to positive compassion. Most of the time, blind belief and strong attachment to one's views cause negativity, which in turn produces such atrocities. I came in contact with the Buddhist teaching when I took my first Vipassana course in my motherland of Myanmar. I remember that before the course started, my teacher gave me a booklet to read. It began with a quotation from a discourse of the Buddha to the Kalamas. The Buddha advises, don't accept something, because you have heard it many times, because it has been believed traditionally for generations, because it is believed by a large number of people, because it is in accordance with your scriptures, because it seems logical, because it is in line with your own beliefs, because it is proclaimed by your teacher, who has an attractive personality and for whom you have great respect. Accept it only after you have realized it yourself at the experiential level and have found it to be wholesome and beneficial to one and all. Then, not only accept it but also live up to it. This message was like a magnetic pull. I was born and brought up in a different tradition, where I was taught to accept the words of the scriptures and the teacher without asking any questions. At the age of 31, these were the very first words of the Buddha that I came across. I was thrilled to read them. This was perhaps the first charter of freedom of thought in human history. It became clear to me that there is no scope for blind belief or blind faith in the teaching of the Enlightened One. I decided to give it a fair trial with an open mind, accepting the truth as I experienced it. As I walked on the path, the experience of each day convinced me that the path is rational, pragmatic and scientific. There is no need for any blind acceptance. There were no doubts, as I was told to accept the truth only after I had experienced it. I also found that every step on the path is universal and non-sectarian. This gave me great confidence. At the end of the 10-day course, I found the teaching to be completely results-oriented. It proved so beneficial to me physically, mentally, and spiritually. Therefore, at the end of the first course I accepted it wholeheartedly, and thereafter, I continued to walk on the path as taught by the Enlightened One. After about 15 years, I was authorized by my teacher to teach Vipassana courses in India and throughout the world. Hundreds of thousands of people from different countries, belonging to different sects and various traditions, have achieved the same good results. The teaching attracts people from all walks of life because they find that it is totally non-sectarian and results-oriented. These of the path given by the Buddha are: Svakhato, it is simple and well-defined so that anyone can practice it without any confusion in the mind. Sandihiko, every step is based on the reality of this moment. There is no imagination, no speculation, no auto-suggestion or outer suggestion. Ekaliko, every step gives wholesome results here and now in this very life. No effort on the path goes waste. Ahipasiko, the teaching invites you to come and see for yourself, to experience the truth yourself. Opaniyiko, the path is straight. Every step on it takes one nearer and nearer to the final goal of liberation from all misery. Pakata Veditabo Vinuhiti, it is for every sensible and rational person from every community to experience the truth within oneself by oneself. As one continues to walk on the path and goes through the words of the Buddha, it becomes clearer and clearer that the teaching is not intended to convert people from one organized religion to another. The teaching itself is not an organized religion, can be practiced by one and all. When one reads the words of the Buddha and the commentaries and subcommentaries, one is surprised to find that throughout the literature the words Buddhism and Buddhist are conspicuously missing. The Buddha never used these words. His followers also did not use these words for a number of centuries. He called his teaching the Dhamma, that means the law, the truth. He called his followers Dhammi, Dhammaho, Dhammiko, Dhammakari, Dhammavihari, and so on. In Indian languages, the word for Buddhism or Buddhist is Bodho, a word without equivalent in the vast Pali literature. If the word Buddhism is used for the Buddhist teaching, it becomes limited to a particular community, but Dhamma is limitless sapameo Dhammo. It is not for one particular community or religion. It is for all. We all know that the word Buddhism has now gained currency and is convenient to use. Many who use the word also understand that they are using it for the universal Dhamma or Dharma. The Noble Eightfold Path. Let us understand what is the Buddha's teaching. It is the Noble Eightfold Path. The path is noble in the sense that anyone who walks on this path diligently becomes a noble person, a saintly person, a pure-hearted person. The Noble Eightfold Path is divided into 3 divisions. The first is Sila morality, which is summed up as Sabba Papasa Akara. Abstain from all sinful actions, that is, all unwholesome actions, physical or vocal, which hurt other beings and disturb their peace and harmony. The second part of the path is samadhi, one-pointed concentration of wholesome mind, summed up as kusalasa upasampada. Perform wholesome actions with concentrated, wholesome mind. The third part is panna, wisdom or insight, summed up as sasadapariyodapanna. Purify the totality of mind by developing insight. These three trainings are the teaching of all the Buddhas of the past and will be the teaching of all the Buddhas of the future. That is why it is said, Eta Buddhana Sasana. This is the teaching of all the Buddhas.